Welcome. So this is the video looking at the Alfred Dunhill golf, and there's our selections for the weeks this week, and let's go through them. So we're going to look at the win prices first, and we're going to look at the exchange prices for them today. So I took £1 on each on Monday's exchange prices just to illustrate if there was any difference. Lawrence was 44, he's 42 today. McKibben, he's come down a little bit, he's 48, he'll probably get matched at 50 today. Norgard 60, same price. Forrest, looks like we got 85, so he's now 70. Rosner 110, we took 100. Lagergren is 150 now, we took 180. And the real drifters, Rasmus, Nygaard, Peterson, who's 180 now, and we took 140. So not a lot in it really. And I did look yesterday, and they were a little bit better yesterday. So, but actually, overall, when we look at the prices with the bookmakers today, you know, you got to remember, you got to take Bet365 on Australia shows 5 places, and they take a deduction for that for 8 and 10, and so McKibben for 10 places is 40 to 1 each way, which is about the threshold. I would never want to go below 40 to 1 with McKibben in this spot. So let's go back. So Lawrence was quite an interesting one. I really want him to win, not bothered about the places. It's about getting the biggest win price possible. Lawrence at the moment is 45 to 1 on the 3-place market. 33s on the 5. I won't never want to go below 33s really, and I want more. And I'll be honest here, let's go 42, that's fine. Just load up at 40, 42, 38. You can load that up. They're absolutely fine. So Norgard 60 we'd seen. He's pretty much now with the bookmakers. He's going to be 48 places, 10 places maybe there. Not really much change with Norgard at the top of the market. McKibben the same, we've dealt with him. Forrest has been very solid all week, which is, I haven't really seen him tipped up, although look, there's a load of blue today on Wednesday, so a Wednesday tipster who's popular has put him up this morning. And that's, oh yeah, he's got a great chance. I mean, his ball striking's fantastic. But what you got to remember, going off topic a little bit, is that this week is a week where the top of the market is very, very strong. In theory, it's very strong. Rory, Hatton, who's won twice here. But when you look at the overall form of those players at the top of the market, there's only really Hatton that's won here. Lots of places for Rory, lots of seconds, which is Rory all over. And but yeah, I can understand why people have put up Koepka. Playing well seemingly. Yeah, I wouldn't mind anyone about Koepka at about 28 win only. But it's a good tournament historically to take on the top of the market, because you've got a rotation of 3 courses for the first 3 days, and Carnoustie always plays more difficult. You've got the weather, and the weather will play its part this year, because although it's more settled than most recent years, Saturday, Sunday it starts to get a bit gnarly and a little bit more challenging. So it could be that if that is the case inland at Carnoustie, then people playing Carnoustie on Saturday may be disadvantaged. So, and yeah, it's a good tournament to get involved in historically. Lagergren. So we'll go to Rosner. We'll look at his price first before we get to Lagergren. So Rosner has drifted a fair bit on the exchange. He's out to hundreds, 110. With the bookmakers, you know, you're talking you're gonna be having to get 60 to 1 for your 10 places. So one market always worth a look on the exchanges is the 10 place each way market. I don't know what he'll be there, but you really do want 80s. Nah, it's way below 55, not interested. He's interesting. Nygard Peterson yesterday, he was at the level we were happy to bet. We wanted to bet 80 10 places, and that was fine yesterday. The bookmakers still have him 80 10 places. Here he is here. So that's just the same difference, except if he won at 80s, you'd have a chance. I don't think it'd kill your betting account maybe, but it would, if it's in the exchange, it won't kill any account. So, and he's the only one that's held up in the 10 place each way market. The rest of the time you've got to use the top 10 thresholds and what have you, and as the combination. And this is something we talked about last week. And if I go down here, I showed you 2 examples last week of the good and the bad of exchanges, and you have to take both. You've got a situation here where Waring, my email said 55 to 1 10 places on the exchange. You could bet £10 win at 160, and then if you spread it 66% top 10, 33% top 5, you was just you were on top of the bookmakers. Bookmakers will pay 11 to 1 for the top 10 places for your stake, and you'd get 150 back as opposed to 120 back if you used the exchanges in that fashion. Of course, if he was to finish 6th, you would only get the top 10 place payout. So it's an imperfect science, but that inflation there, getting 100 points on top of what we're happy with, that is close to a 200% markup, which is fantastic, and that will never be reflected in my figures because I'll be settling at 55 to 1. So that's where you must try and play the exchanges in them circumstances, and I guess Nygard Peterson's going to be the same today. Ferguson, he was tight. Popular with the tipsters. Here, you could see that if he just got placed, you'd get 8 to 1, £90 back, for your 40 to 1. And with the bookmakers, you'd get 38 and 36, you get £75 back. You'd be £15 down on the places if you finished in the top 5. But you would be still £200 up on the win part of the bet, which is still a 50% increase. It's a 50% markup, So the exchanges are there to be utilised, and it is the long game, and it is about the win prices. So let's go back up. And this week we've, after those top 5 sub 100 to 1 market, we've got the outsiders. We spoke about Nygard Peterson. Let's have a look at his exchange bets. So if we took him at 180 here, if we bet him at 180, which is, there he is, 180 now. You could bet him now at 180. Now you look at his top 10. So if you're going to have £10 each way, and that was your staking, that is not a great price for a top 10 finish. 10 at the moment. I mean, I think the exchanges should get more liquid after lunch. So hopefully you won't be betting till there, but 10's not a great price. Quite surprised that price has held up in there. Sometimes it's worth a look at top 20 prices. Occasion when they can be inflated too much. Let's have a look. 5.9. No, it's not enough. And let's have a look at top 5 for Nygard Peterson. 25, not great. So for me at this point, you'd be looking to bet him each way, and I'd probably be looking to bet half and half there, 8 and 10. I don't know if there's any other firms. 365 is standing out, which is good for us. That's good when they stand out in one of our selections. Gives us a lot of margin, a lot of room for error with both exchanges in them. So that would be the way today. So let's have a look at the outsiders. Lagergren, who I love here, and we've bet him every year the service that he's here. This year he's on the Challenge Tour, but he has won twice on the Challenge Tour. He's got an invite, and his record here is just, well, it is just unbelievable, really. And so you are positive EV betting him every time. He's been in the top 4 on 50% of the occasions, 4 out of 8. That's an amazing thing. And I think on every one of them occasions he's been 100 to 1 plus. I think this year he was about 200-300 to 1. And I've bet him all them, and in fact I've bet him every year. A couple of times for top 20 as well, but every year each way I've bet him, and or just a place market. I mean, it was such good value that I put the win in, but really in an ideal world he'd be a place market selection if he wasn't popular with other people. So I was amazed on if we look on Betfair, let's have a look at his top 10 price, because it's relevant now to our betting each way today. And the place is he's just more important on the place, this guy. That ain't good. Look at that, 10 to 1 that is. Price I got on Matchbook yesterday about Lagergren is just going to amaze you. Matchbook have different market makers. I've got a feeling they might be some of the people that were behind the mustard markets. But there you are. Lagergren there. And if you go down, let's go find him. There you go. I got £24 matched at 29 to 1. Today he's 10 to 1. You could actually lay that if you wanted to. You could lay it. You could hedge it. You'd have a free. We'd lay it at 15 to 1. You'd have free money if you wanted to. So it's worth looking for. And so a lot of margin. I also with Lagergren. Yesterday his top 20 price was massively inflated. Look, I got a little bit of money, 8.2 and 8.4, which is not only 2 points shorter than he is for the top 10 today. So, although you might not want to bet him for top 10 today, if you'd bet him for top 20 yesterday, and then you throw in the top 5 today, you've still covered your bases. It's an imperfect science, exchanges. That's why you've got to get the inflated money, but again, that's going to go up. It's 11.56 at the moment. That's going to go up markedly. So, definitely don't bet till 1:30 onwards, I would suggest today. So the last two were Bairstow and Willett. Bairstow, I think he's trading at 300, and we took him, just over 200, and we took him at just over 200. So let's have a look. Willett, I love. I'm surprised more people haven't put him up. He's just been an ever-present here. 300 there, 200. So his price has barely moved, Bairstow or Willett. But let's go and have a look at Willett's form here. He led the PGA his last start, Willett. He's been injured a lot. That 48th there was enough encouragement. I mean, he's a dog. Sometimes he plays like a dog, but as you'll see, he's won here. He wins out of nowhere. He's got a 5th and a 2nd here in this format. and at 200 to 1 it's just an easy bet, 10 places. Quite tight I think today. He's going to be quite tight. I found about 26 on Matchbook yesterday, so I just topped up like I did with Lagergren. So have a look for Danny Willett. There's Bairstow at 14. I think he's at 15 on Matchbook. That'll go out. That's fine. And Danny Willett. There's Chelly, who we will have in our place model. He's top 10 there. That's just on the threshold. I see that 365 drifted him to 22 to 1 today. Willett, that is on the threshold. That's, you know, if you can get 20 to 1 about a top 10 finish, Willett, you're never going to go poor. And that's going to climb. Yesterday in the top 10, what did I get as? And these are all, you know, they're 27, not much more. I got so much on Monday at ridiculous prices, each way 10, that I don't really need to have that. But it does illustrate what it was yesterday. So we have a look then. So we've pretty much gone through them. Top Italian is Chelly. Lots of firms have got the side markets this week. He's fine. But if you have no access to bookmakers, just have a bit more on the top 10 or even into the top 20 finish. And look at this price I got Chelly yesterday on here at Matchbook. Amazing price. I managed to get 15 quid at 50 to 1. Absolutely amazing. The market makers are here. They're making markets. You might think they're potty. They're not. They're just, they you know, there's different ways to trade numbers. So from our end, we can only buy. You know, we're not in the process of laying. We're trying to buy and make profit. So, and I see their top 5 finish. He was I managed to get 3 quid matched at 136, 135 to 1. So small amounts, but you can see the firm will go into their top 10 market in a minute. We'll have a look how liquid it is on Matchbook. And Anu is a top Spaniard, and yesterday I got him matched at a nice price for a top 10 finish, which is effectively, again, if you have only got access to exchanges, then use them in that way. You know, it might be he gets a top 10 finish and round beats him, then you'll be happy, then you'll be doing better than betting with a bookmaker. So 30 to 1 just under. And you know, some of them are my own because I know they're overpriced. I can't put them on the service. Colsart's is a player, but I had him marked down at 40 to 1 really to start tipping him in top 10 finish, and I could get 50s yesterday. But the bookmakers are only, I think 28s is the biggest, and they're mainly 22s. So so Uline is perfect today. He's not a great winner of tournaments. He's not a player I've ever been able to back in recent times to win a tournament because he just finds it very difficult. He's had numerous chances on live, but he does love it here. And as you can see, he won on live in one of their Asian Tour events in England not so long ago. Some great records here. I think in 13 I backed him when he was second there at a big price, and he likes it, and he's a really solid top 20 play. This morning when I saw 11 to 4 bet 365, it's an easy play. So that's Uline. There's Anu, top Spanish, and we also have Anu top 20. And you know, instead of playing top Spanish, if you've only got access to the exchanges, use the top 10 market. Let's have a look what he is on Betfair in the top 10. He's 26. Well, he was, it just changed, but he will be. That'll come back. They'll all be just, things will be starting to move now. It's midday. and you know you'll get matched over 20 to 1. So you know that is effectively better than Top Spaniard, I would suggest. You know, because you'd think that with Ram playing, although I'm not a huge fan of Ram in this, that's got to be slightly better than Top Spaniard. So plenty of options again. You just got to be savvy with what you do. I mean, I've backed him Top Spaniard and I've backed him top 10. But you see, that's each way. That's effectively, so if he places, you're going to get your each way money. And top 20, as we know. Let's have a look at these top 20 selections, Shaper and Anu in particular. But we'll also have a look at Uline's price, because we want to have a good bet on him if we can. Like I say, I took 11 to 4 this morning. They have really clamped in. That will start to drift. I mean, that was, you could buy that this morning. So exchanges look quite poor at the moment. Lagergren, you know, I bought him at 8.2, 8.4 yesterday. He's 7.6 to lay if you wanted to. And so we want Anu there. He was 9 yesterday, only to shrapnel, but Spread X are laying him. Some days they're laying me and other days they don't. So, you know, you've got to just go with it. Like you can see there the markets are going to start changing in a minute. And Jaden Shaper. Let's have a look. 7.6, just about getting there. You know, you could just about justify a bet on him at that price. So it's all case of doing what you can. If you're on with the bookmakers, fine. You know, I think that Chelly's going to be easily available. Let's go change to a top 10 finish here. Let's have a look at these guys. Oh well, can't get in odds checker. So what you do, if this comes up and you don't know how to do it, you hit that symbol, cookies and data, manage, bin the both odds checkers, click done, click reload, and hey presto, you're back in. So here we go. Top 10. We're looking for Shaper. Getting up to 20 at Spread X. 18's fine at 365, definitely. Let's go and have a look at top 20 actually. It's more relevant. Top 20. There's Anu, 15 to 2 there, them firms at the moment, which is fine. 6 to 1 will do if that's all you can get. But like I say, you'll beat that on the exchanges. The shame is Matchbook don't do top 20. That would be massively helpful for us if they did, but they don't, sadly. So there's not a lot we can do. I mean, the thing is, if more people start playing Matchbook top 5, top 10, then they'll probably put in the top 20 in time. So Shaper, plenty of 7 to 1 there, bet 365, 8's there. He's better still at the bookmakers today. So let's just have a quick gander over it. I think we've covered all of them, and we've covered the difference in exchanges last week that I'd sent in an email. So I shall get to work now on the next video. I'll watch this one over, check I've done it right, and then I'll look to do one for the Sanderson Farms. Hope this is some help to you, and I will catch you soon. Okay.